Hi, Clint here, Crimson Landscape here to talk about design number 2 for the backyard. Design number 2 will be utilizing the retaining wall and figuring out what to do with it. Okay, before I go into it, let me talk about a few key items. Alright, so according to the measurements, the wall itself this shows 24 inches tall roughly. The wall it's got some rock and debris and dirt, so the wall is actually probably a little bit taller than that, probably around 26 to 27, assuming quite a few of the rocks are buried under the ground. But then if you go over by the pool area, you can see the wall itself is 32 inches, so a difference in height between the two sections. The outer section and the area in front of the pool is, that's noticeable. Then let me pull up one more picture. What I do with it? You are right here. All right, there's a couple people in the picture, so that's what that red dot is. I had to get that out. So as you can see, the wall roughly 24 inches tall on this leg right here. Then the wall clearly tilts up and leans. You can see there's a big old crack right here that pushes the wall up, and the wall is leaning this way. All right, so the reason I'm showing this picture is if you want to keep the wall, you have to be able to hide how far this is off. We're a good 6 inches, I would say, at least. So your best bet's probably going to be grass, like some sort of regular grass. You could get away with doing turf if you had a good turf team. I know we could do it. Synthetic grass DFW, they're a good choice as well. I know they could get out. They could overcome that challenge right there. I have their number as well if you want to talk about that. I don't think I would go with turf. Here's where I'm at with, I think, the backyard design. Let me close this out. It's one of those designs. Is the house going to sell the property, or is the complete outdoor package going to sell the property? So from my perspective, if I was buying a house, I would view, okay, what if I wanted to turn this space into something that's ideal for me? What is it going to take from a demo perspective, and what is it going to take from an installation perspective? So from a demo perspective, it's way far easier before you repair grass, drainage, irrigation, obviously to tear the wall out and start over. So, I think you already know this, that the wall is in bad shape and the wall probably needs to come out. But I think sometimes it's good to hear it from two perspectives. So if you do elect to keep the wall and keep the steps the way it is, you just gotta hide how far it's off. So I think probably regular grass up here, probably St. Augustine, just because St. Augustine has a rough texture. It can grow a little bit taller and thicker, and you won't be able to tell quite how far it's off with St. Augustine. You could do Georgia Palisades if you want to spend the extra money. Bermuda, probably the differences in elevation probably show up more relevant in Bermuda. So I would say if you're going to go with grass up here, go with St. Augustine. So I did one side with just a simple Burford holly. Then I did the other side without anything, just so you can see how open it is. A privacy hedge is not required for this space. I just let you see both options. Then from a plant perspective, I just threw some plants in here with the hope that the plants would help hide how far the wall is off. Left side, I got boxwoods in front. These are baby gem boxwoods, and in the back are just some really tall daylilies. The right side, I got variegated liriope, which is a really cool two-tone plant, one of my favorites. Then back is boxwoods as well. If you didn't want to use boxwoods, you can use Yopon hollies. It's a cheap shrub as well to help hide the wall. Then everything else is just getting grass. And nothing else. There's nothing. You can't stick anything anywhere else. There's no room to stick anything. You can't really you could put plants here, but I wouldn't take up usable space for plants. I really think the moneymaker for this is you take the wall out, move it to the fence, make the space bigger. Even if you didn't do plants in the other one and you just did gravel up there, you did mulch on top, it would look 1,000 times better. The number one detractor in this space is certainly the wall. Sides of the property, same thing, grass, probably St. Augustine or whatever grass you go with everywhere else. Then on the right side, definitely do a brown gravel, something like a native gravel. Closest to you would be Outdoor Warehouse Supply in Louisville. They have a brown gravel that I would go with. They call it native gravel large. It's about a 1 inch size. It's a good gravel you could use for that space. Okay. Can't really incorporate lights, can't do much with this. The drainage would have to be spot on with this. Definitely make sure drainage is at the base of the retaining wall, and then make sure drainage is at the base of the house, since you're not quite adjusting the grade. What I mean by that is you'd have kind of a slight swell through here. So to make sure that water flows to that swell, water flows off the house swell, then you'd have some drain basins, some drain basins, some drain basins, and make sure you collect the water. Even here, make sure deck drains capture and go out towards the street. The side of the house, I would add drains to catch a gutter, but that's about all you need on the side of the property. All right, let me pause there and send this over to you. So if you have any questions, you can let us know. And if you're first time guest checking out one of our design videos, you can look us up at crimsonlandscape.com.